Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down nitty-gritty under 10 minutes. And if it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, very, very important. And not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. That's like 80% of you masters of asses. Listeners' discretion is advised. Going down the rabbit hole, not of your asshole. Now, if you have any comments, questions, insults, or rosefish, put it down below. I'm a very eccentric person, so when I move a certain way or do certain things, that's just how I act on the YouTube, right? Okay. Maybe it may seem a little cringy to you, okay? Maybe you don't understand what eccentric means, but when I move a certain way, there are some people on the internet that act the way I do, but that's just me, okay? Other than that, let's get on with the topic for today. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast, you put it down below. Now, this video is going to be about the word manipulation, manipulative, and to manipulate. Because the connotation behind the word, the stigma behind the word, when you hear the word manipulate, it's always a negative connotation in people's minds, right? And it's not necessarily true. It's not really necessarily true. When you're being manipulative, you're doing it in a skillful manner, okay? And you can use it for the greater good, like religion. Religion is manipulative. Yes, it is. It's manipulative. Any type of math is a form of manipulation, so you can calculate, okay, calculation, okay. To work is to also use a bit of manipulation to get hired, okay. There's a lot of words that go in with it, okay. But I keep telling people that when you say the word manipulative, and you're talking about you're controlling or manipulative, so what? That doesn't make me a bad person. Now, I could say, if you're doing it for a negative cause, you can explain yourself, all right? But 9 times out of 10, people will look down on you when they don't ask questions. Like I said before, they're being manipulative passively when they don't ask questions. Let's say, for instance, you go up to someone, they don't even know a can of paint about you, and they see someone telling their children to listen, or they look like they're disciplining their child. You know you won't walk up on that parent because that's them, that's their kids, right? You can stay out of people's businesses. But let's say it was an adult, or they assume that person's of 18 or older. And I'm talking to a woman, okay? And she's basically acting like a child because there's a lot of people in this world who are not really mature adults when they hit 18. We know this. This is 80% of the population, right? So, you walk up to me, and you don't understand what's going on because I'm trying to manipulate my girlfriend or my woman, and you snuck your nose in there a little bit too far. I know you're being protective, but you are trying to manipulate my situation from something I already know how to do, how to handle my situation. But this is important to understand that just because someone's manipulative doesn't make it necessarily mean that it's negative. They're not being negative. You have to ask questions. When you don't ask questions, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. That's why you heard the word snitches lead to ditches, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what's going on both sides, okay? So stop thinking that when someone says manipulative, he's being manipulative, they're doing it for a negative purpose. They're not doing it for a positive purpose. Stop thinking like that. You're thinking when you are manipulative, you're being completely controlling. So what? Let them be controlling. It's up to that person to break themselves free from that situation, or if they need help. If they want help, they can ask for help right there. They're in the public. When you're public, you have opportunity and a choice. Even slaves have a choice. Okay, you can either kill yourself. That's a choice. I keep telling people that everything has a choice. Everything has a choice. Do not debate with me. Isn't a slave? Now, I keep arguing with people sometimes about the word slave. Even a slave has a choice. When you don't have any choices, you're a slave. No, you still have a choice. You can kill yourself. Fuck that. Fuck that. Which one is worse? Which one is worse? Torment or fucking death? Which one is worse? You don't know how to answer that? Torment is worse. So if you're tired of doing something, you kill yourself. You make bold moves. You say fuck your family members. You say fuck everything. I want to be free. Life is about you, motherfucker. It's not about your family members. It's not about your fucking daughters. It's not about your fucking sons. You are God. You're only caring about the temporary vortices of our flesh. Our flesh is temporary. I told my daughter this. I said, what happens? My daughter asked the question. So what happens when we die? Common sense would say, I don't own you. Your soul belongs to you. You can even act like your daddy, because it's a part of genetics. You can feel strongly that I'm saying stuff right, and you just follow me, deep down inside. Or you can go against me. If it's deep down inside, go ahead and do it. Okay, that's your freedom of choice and freedom of will. Okay, no one owns no one. No one owns no one. No one belongs to no one. But there are people who tend to ignore the signs, or they'll try to be manipulative to take advantage of a situation to get themselves in trouble. Okay, so let's say a woman deals with a man with a lot of money. Now that man could be naive as fuck, but most of the time it's a woman who's manipulating the situation passively or even aggressively. Sometimes she'll do things secretively. Maybe she'll hold something. But understand this. She gets with that man. She meets another man who makes more money. That's called hypergamy, right? She's being manipulative. So it's up to you to figure out how to protect yourself so you won't be manipulated in a negative sense. You could be manipulated, but the word manipulated is different from the word tricked. Okay? Somebody can manipulate you in the wrong way, and then you are tricked, you are bamboozled. Use those words. You've been bamboozled and manipulated in the wrong sense. Say that. Bamboozled means that you've been tricked or manipulated in a wrong sense. Because the word manipulation does not necessarily mean something negative. Okay? You've been tricked. You've been duped. Say that. Don't tell me I'm being manipulative. I'm just a disciplined man. I'm just a person who's a manager. I am a boss. I'm not supposed to settle like you, an ordinary person. Most people settle because they're being manipulative, okay? All right? So, since we understand the common sense factor that everyone manipulates one another to get what they want, stop using that word as if it is a form of someone's taking advantage of someone. To exploit someone means you have manipulated them in a bad way. Okay, to exploit someone. You don't know the person. The person is basically choosing you. Okay, which everybody uses one another, but you are using that person for either the greater good or the greater evil. Which one is it going to be? Which one is it going to be? Would you want to manipulate in a bad sense, or do you want to manipulate in a good sense? Which one? I prefer lots of people to basically say up front, this is how I am. I have nothing to hide. This is how it is. And if the person accepts you for who you are, that's a better person. But if that person says to you, you got to make a way out for everybody, because people change their minds. You got to let it foundation. Okay, if you get tired, this is what we're going to do. You got to do that. If you're alpha, you put all your shit, you put all your eggs on the table. This is how I am. This is about my past. This is why I think the way I is. If you can do this, you are alpha to me, because you're up front. But everybody else is beta, because they will settle for less. They will put themselves through the ringer to try to control someone, which they don't even need to do. You don't even need to do that. Don't waste your time with someone who don't want to listen to your pearls of wisdom. Don't waste your motherfucking time. Live free or die trying. I'm out of here, guys. I think you learned a lot, from me, because I'm your friendly neighborhood Sexologist. Nobody talks like me. But to each his own. You know how to find me? Check out my credentials down below. Understand the definition between manipulate, and to be manipulative. All right? And that's all I really wanted to say, guys. Peace.